What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another winter episode. I'm pretty sure this is going to be episode 3. This might be tacked on to episode 2, but I'm pretty sure this will be episode 3. So today is Monday, December 30th. It's about 2:15 in the afternoon right now, and it's crazy foggy out right now. This is kind of this was not planned out at all. I just kind of came up to the bluffs here in La Crosse, up to these trails up here, but it's been foggy all day, and I'm going to try and get out here as quick as I can and just kind of snap some photos before this fog lifts. But yeah, it looks pretty crazy out right now, so I'm not going to waste any more time, so let's just get after it. First shot here, guys. Looking up the road, very foggy road. Just a nice landscape with the little shed there in the mist popping out. Looks very crazy. This does not happen often where we get fog like all day like this. You can see all the ice forming on the grass. Pretty nuts. That's a good first shot. But that's just right up the road here from from these hiking trails. So we're gonna go into here, and it's just crazy foggy. This is pretty rare that this happens, so I'm gonna try and move quick. Hopefully this stuff lasts. I really don't know how long this is gonna last. Fingers crossed, but check it out. Nice landscape here again, guys. In kind of the woods now, so looking down this trail. Fog is still really dense. Went a little bit underexposed, so it's a bit darker, a little bit more spooky. I got a lot of shots coming at you guys here. I need to slow down and just kind of take this all in. It's a lot to work with, but I got another shot of the telephone lines right about in here. Another landscape and vertical. Kind of getting everything I can. So another shot in there. The fog is getting even more dense. Just as I'm looking at this here, it's even getting more thick. Kind of trying to incorporate this ice and stuff on there. Actually, that's an even better shot. I should take that again right there. I'm gonna do that now. Another shot in here, guys. Kind of looking at this tree. Through all kind of the bushes and stuff. Super nice. And then at the top of the ridge here, I need to work with this more. I want you guys to see it. So we got this fence line, big telephone poles. I'm trying to work with something in here. It's all this stuff. And the fence line. This is a big quarry down here. You can't even see it. It's all foggy. It's pretty crazy out here, man. So I'm gonna keep working with this stuff, but I want you guys to see this. Again, I don't know how long this is gonna last. I think it can just lift at any moment. Let's see if I can get a shot like in here, kind of like this, vertical. Something. I'm gonna keep looking. But those are kind of the shots I'm working with so far. And this is just the beginning here. At the start of the trail, I haven't even gotten in it deep yet. We'll see. Yeah, I saw this fog roll in this morning and I was like, oh, I missed it. It's gonna be too late to get out here. But I mean, it's like almost 3 in the afternoon and it's still here. So look at this. That might be a shot. Telephone line. It just looks so crazy. Everywhere I look, I'm just seeing images. So I'm gonna work with the camera a bit. Nice landscape here, guys. Looking down on the trail through this tree. A little bit underexposed. Make it a bit darker, but nice shot here. I think we're gonna get a nice trail shot up here in some really dense fog. Yeah, something in here. Looking up the trail. This is just so crazy to me. Yeah, let's get something right here. This looks nuts. This is so crazy, dude. Go wide angle for you guys. Yeah, so I'm gonna get a shot kind of in here probably, and probably head up the trail a little bit more. Nice scene through the tall grass here. Took a landscape shot right about in here. Got the kind of tree line poking out on the side here. Add some background. But yeah, I wanted to get some shot through the long grass with all this ice kind of hanging off of them. Just looks nuts. Crazy the way that ice forms. But yeah, there's like a field here, so kind of makes for a crazy background. Kind of misty through the mist. Looks real nice. Yeah, still gotta take a shot of this trail. I'm feeling a little bit of a breeze, which isn't good. I don't want any sort of breeze right now. The reason all this fog is here is because there's basically no wind at all at this point. So, fingers crossed. Go up here a little bit, see if there's a better shot of this trail. I went to this spot specifically because I've been here quite a bit, so I know these trails like at the back of my hand. Kind of another shot through the tall grass. I just like how this line of trees kind of gets cut off right there in the background. Really anything simple looking in this fog just looks crazy. The simplest scene kind of just stands out and becomes something different with this fog. So I just saw that. Thought it was interesting. Some of this birch grove right here, guys. It's extremely muddy, but just looking for a shot. Kind of in these dense birch grove, in this birch trees. You can kind of tell the fog might be lifting a little bit, but it's still pretty dense. Might be a shot up the trail. Kind of hard to tell if there's a shot over here or not. I don't know, I'm not really seeing too much back there, to be honest. Yeah, I don't know if there's a shot in there or not. I'm just gonna keep walking. I thought there'd be something in there, but I don't. I think we're just gonna have better luck out in the open. Yeah, it's so muddy right now. But we're just gonna keep looking. As long as this fog stays here, I'm gonna stay out. It might last all day, I don't know. It's almost 3:30. Sunset is about in an hour, so not really sure. Be awesome if we can be out here all day. And it's Monday 30th. Like I said, I took today off work, so actually worked out super nicely. I don't know, it's still super dense fog. Not really lifting. And I'm up like in the bluffs. It's another reason why it's probably lasting so long. Go wide angle for you guys. It's just crazy, man. Like I said, this is pretty rare. Pretty rare that this happens. I'm gonna take a shot right here, this trail. You can see the fog on the trail up there. Looks nuts. Absolutely nuts. Nice vertical shot here, guys. Looking at the telephone pole. Still super foggy. I think this is gonna last like all day pretty much. Pretty crazy, but just a nice shot. Again, pretty much everywhere I'm looking, I'm seeing good shots. Even the simplest of scenes turning out to be really good. So yeah, just vertical here through the grass. Pretty crazy. And I am running out of battery, so on the phone. So I need to be wary of that. But that's the top part of this hiking trail where we just came from. So now we're gonna go down into the quarry. Check it out down here. I did not think the fog would still be around this late, to be honest. I thought it'd be gone. So this is a treat for sure. This is a treat. And these trees just look crazy right there. Might snap that as well for a shot. Yeah, that looks nuts. Right in there. So I'm gonna take that as well. Probably landscape, vertical, both. I'm just taking everything today on a day like this. It works. Crazy looking shot here. We got the quarry here, guys, filled with fog. It's kind of lifting, as you can see a little bit, but vertical shot. Focusing on this tree right here. And we got the grass kind of frozen in the foreground, but vertical shot right about here. Yeah, this fog kind of in the background just creates a crazy background effect, and we got kind of light coming in here. It just looks absolutely nuts on the camera. So I'll go wide angle. You guys can really see the landscape. But yeah, again, kind of vertical right about here. Just awesome. That's definitely a shot right there, guys. I'm gonna work with that. That looks crazy. Another landscape shot here, guys. Just crazy. It's about 4:10 right now, sunset in about 20 minutes, 30 minutes, so It's about to get dark here really soon, but this looks nuts. Got the quarry back there. You can't even see it. Still covered in fog. So yeah, this lasted throughout the day, which is crazy to me. I'm actually stoked with how this is going. I'm just getting so many good shots throughout here. Just taking a look here, seeing if there's anything. Go wide angle for you guys. So yeah, it's about to get dark. I cannot believe that this fog lasted all day. It's just insane to me. Here's the wide angle of that scene. Just crazy, but I'm gonna keep bouncing around, keep poking around here for the last like half hour. See what's left. Probably go down here and then head up this ridge. Shot of the trail here, guys. Just went landscape. I think the fog is honestly getting denser. I don't know. It looks like it's just getting thicker and thicker. But it looks crazy on the camera. You kind of got some light blues coming in the fog. But yeah, I'm on the way back now. And I have 10% on my phone battery, so we'll see how much I can record on the way out here. Hopefully I have enough to last. Yeah, I'm just blown away. I'm at a loss for words at just how amazed I am about this day right here that we're having. It's just crazy. This is like one day out of the year type of deal. This does not happen often, so I'm trying to take advantage as much as I can. And I'm going to try and pick up the pace a little bit on the way back here because the sun is setting and I do not have a lot of time before it's just completely dark out. So we'll see. Vertical shot here, guys. Right about here. Cutting off this tree. About in here. Just looking up the trail. I mean, you can see I can't even, that's like 200 feet, not even 100 feet. Can't even see up there. It's crazy. I'm really having to crank up the exposure now on the camera. It's getting dark and the colors are just looking crazy on the camera. The light blues and the cyans are coming through on the cam. It's just crazy. There's the wide angle for you guys. It's a good vertical shot there. But I need to start moving, dude. I got a ways to walk and it's gonna get freaking dark. Honestly though, I don't even really care. This is definitely worth it to be out here for this. And if I'm not adding a lot, or If you notice, I haven't been adding a lot of commentary. It's just because I'm just been so focused and dialed in right now. Trying to make sure I get everything, capture the best shots I can. There's the other angle of that. Even that looks good right there. Might take that as well. So this will be the last shot, kind of down in the valley here. I went vertical and landscape. I don't know which one will turn out best, but just a straight shot of the trail. Fog covered. Looks crazy. Something out of a horror movie. I'm finding it's harder for my camera to focus on stuff now with the low light and the fog. It's having a difficult time focusing on things. So that's one thing I'm kind of working with here. But yeah, just a crazy perspective. The line of trees going down. Literally something out of a horror movie. Crazy. Oh, I'll go wide angle for you guys. Kind of see it all there. All right. As you guys can probably tell on the camera, maybe, it is getting dark. So it's sunset right about now, 4:30. So I'm just gonna head up the ridge line here. And start heading back to the truck. So, I don't know, I think we started at like 2, I think. A couple hours. But man, I'm absolutely stoked with these images. I mean, just seeing them on the camera, guys, it's crazy. Absolutely nuts. All of these could go into a print collection or a print series, something. Like I've been saying this whole time, days like this are pretty rare around here. We certainly get fog, certainly do, but not like this. Usually this is something else. So, and I was thinking today before heading out, I was like, oh, should I go shoot, or should I wait till tomorrow? I may have already missed the fog. It was like in the afternoon, about noon, 1 o'clock. I was thinking to myself, oh, should I go? Should I wait till tomorrow? Maybe it'll still be there. But man, you know, am I glad that I got out here? Because holy crap. So if you're ever in doubt, don't question it. Just go. That's something that I've always been trying to get better at. Just less thinking, more doing. You know, don't think about it too much. You got the urge to go out, go out. You never know what'll happen. Okay, friends, I'm on 2% battery, so I gotta make this quick. But vertical shot here, really low light. But this looks crazy. This looks absolutely insane. And then same thing up here. I'm gonna work with this stuff. I don't know if I'm gonna have enough battery to record, but I want you guys to see this. Just insane low light. The colors that I'm getting on the camera are just crazy, dude. Just crazy. All right, friends. This is gonna be probably the last shot. Actually, yeah, it's for sure gonna be the last shot. We're getting into darkness territory. But yeah, on the camera, it's hardly even picking up the trees. Like, I'm having to go pretty light exposure, and I don't have a tripod or anything, but you can hardly even make out these trees on there. But still, this looks pretty sweet as it is. Just this composition with the trees against the fog. I kind of went vertical there and landscape, so kind of took in everything on the vertical shot and the landscape. It's about right in here. Yeah. The phone is honestly picking it up better than the camera. But yeah, so you guys get the idea though. But it's getting dark. It's getting super dark. But good last shot. Corey's down there. You can't see anything, obviously, but took a vertical like right in here too. Just interesting with this fog, you know. It's just very creepy and it looks super cool. It looks crazy cool, man. This is the wide angle for you guys. That looks even nuts. That looks even crazier on the wide angle. Yeah, all these trees, like all these shots of the trees and stuff, it may seem really simple, like the subject matter isn't exciting, it's just like trees and stuff, but with the fog, dude, it just makes it look like a movie scene, you know? Yeah. Crazy cool. Super cool. So, yeah, it's dark, man. It's like almost 5 o'clock. So, sun is definitely set. So, I'm just gonna head back to the truck now. Hopefully I have enough phone battery to do a little wrap-up video, but we'll see. I do have my charger in the truck, but we'll see. Awesome shoot though, dude. This is yeah, I didn't even plan for this. Not planned at all, just winging it, dude, winging it. Thankfully I chose the right spot. I was kind of, as I was observing today, as the day was kind of going on, I noticed around my area, a little bit north of here, it seemed like the fog was lifting faster, so came down into La Crosse to this spot. And the fog was obviously a lot better and lasted all throughout the day. This might even be here tomorrow morning. I don't know. Who knows? But man, you guys can't see anything. But this looks crazy though. Even what you guys are seeing. So spooky. Just nuts, man. All right. I'll see you guys back in the truck. Okay, friends, back in the truck now. I know you guys can probably barely see me. I got the lamp on here, but yeah, it is dark out. It's like 5:10, so sun is definitely way past set. very dark. So, but overall, great shoot, man. That was craziness. I like I was saying, I know this field, there's probably a lot of field footage in this now, so this video is probably going to be long. But yeah, this was completely not planned at all. I was even considering not coming out today, but I am very glad that I did. Did not really expect for this fog to last all day. It's still, I know you guys probably can't see, but it's still super foggy. It's probably more foggy now that the sun has gone down. But I'm just, yeah, at a loss for words, really, today. This is a very unique day. This is a rare day. This does not happen that often, where we get fog like this and all the kind of ice on the grass and on the trees and stuff from the fog and the mist and stuff, the ice forming on like that. Yeah, it's just crazy. Yeah, so this doesn't really happen. I mean, sometimes this will happen like around this time when it's right around freezing and the dew point is like right around, you know, the temperature. It'll get like this, but it doesn't really happen that often. It's pretty unique. So I'm very, very stoked that I was able to get out here, get some footage for you guys, get a lot of awesome shots. I cannot wait to look at these on the photo review and go over them with you guys. They're just going to be awesome. I know it. I got a bunch of really good ones, I think. So yeah, man, this was a great day. December 30th, rolling in on 2025. New Year's Eve is tomorrow. So happy New Year to everybody. This will probably come out obviously after New Year. So happy New Year to everybody. Great start to the year, man. This has been awesome. So when a day happens like this and it's kind of unplanned, I'm kind of just winging it, and I come away with just awesome pictures, and especially out in nature, just going on a really nice hike. You can't ask for much more. You really can't. So, but let's not make this field footage any longer. I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. So thanks for sticking with me for episode 3 here. We'll just cut right to the photo review. So yeah, I'm just gonna carefully drive back down the bluff and head home, start making dinner. So I will see you guys back at the crib for photo review. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the crib for photo review for episode 3. And yeah, that was a pretty crazy field footage. Yeah, pretty unexpected day there out in the bluffs with all that fog. Pretty unique day, pretty rare. A lot of fun for sure. So yeah, I believe that was kind of right at the end of December, right around New Year's, if I'm remembering correctly. But yeah, awesome day there out in the field. And I know that field footage was relatively long. I think it was like over 35 minutes. So I'm going to try and keep this photo review kind of quick as I can here, and we'll just get through everything. But right off the bat, yeah, I was kind of mentioning in the field footage that was very unplanned for. Pretty unexpected occurrence with all that fog. And I was actually thinking of not going out and doing any photos on that day, because I did not think the fog would last all day, but it turns out it did. So yeah, I was kind of up in the morning, early morning. Everything was foggy, even in the city. The fog was sticking. But right around like kind of closing in on noon, the fog was starting to lift. I didn't think it would stick around all day, but as I was driving around town and whatnot, I noticed that it was still up in the bluffs and it was still sticking really good up there. So just kind of randomly just decided to kind of go out there and see what I could get kind of up in that bluffy area. Pretty well-known spot. Up in those bluffs, kind of well-known hiking trails, so it wasn't really too far away or anything, about 10 or 15 minutes from the crib here. So I just got out there real quick, and fingers crossed, just hoped that it would stick around all day, which it did. So pretty unexpected, pretty unique. We don't get very many days like that where it has a lot to do with like the dew point, and the ground was still like frozen and really cold. We had just had a bunch of snow before that, and we had kind of this warm air mass come in, and it just created this really sticky fog that just lasted all day in the bluffs. So that was pretty unique. We get those. I've seen like a handful of days like that in my time here. Not many. I could probably count on like one hand the amount of days that we've had like that where the fog just sticks around all day. So pretty unique, and I was really happy that I was able to get out there and capture a lot of that. Came away with a ton of awesome pictures. So just got out there pretty much as quick as I could and just started working. I was honestly pretty overwhelmed with the amount of shots and material that I was coming away with. Pretty overwhelmed at the start, kind of just fumbling around, and really just surprised and stoked with the shots I was getting. Just pretty much everywhere I was looking, it was like a movie scene. So a lot of fun out there, but let's not waste any more time chit-chatting. We'll hop onto the screen here and just start rolling through. We do have quite a bit to cover here. I'll try and go through these as quick as I can, but you can see the amount of shots that I was taking up there just on that really foggy afternoon. And yeah, I got out there I think around like 1:30 and just stuck around all day, right until dark. And was still getting really good shots right at like sunset. So really awesome. But yeah, let's just start rolling through. We got quite a bit to cover here. I do have a few of these edited up already, and we'll just go through those at the end. And I'm going to hope, fingers crossed, that I don't get any audio or technical issues. I was encountering that a little bit here beforehand, so fingers crossed that doesn't happen. But we'll just start going through here. Right at the start, as I was driving into these hiking trails, I saw this shot right at the beginning, kind of going up the road here. This is kind of the only road or street shot that I got out here, right at the trailhead, and just really liked how this farm stable, this farm building was standing out amongst the fog here, and it was just completely covered in fog. Very cool scene here looking up the road, and we got this tree, this very large tree on the right-hand side of the photo, kind of adding some depth and a little bit of kind of a natural border here with that tree on the right-hand side. But yeah, this building was just sticking out of the fog a little bit, and you guys can see just how dense and thick it was. You can't even really see up the road at all. But just turned out really cool, spooky shot. Really nice way to start off here. Something kind of simple, but kind of the only kind of road/street shot that I got there. And then moving into the trails here right away, just kind of picking up on these telephone lines that are obviously looks just crazy, kind of sticking out there in the fog. Kind of the only man-made kind of structures throughout these trails, or you'll see these telephone lines that I kind of pick up on, and maybe these fence lines. This was a nice shot. I should have spent more time kind of focusing in on this shot because it was actually really nice, better than I expected, like a lot of these are. But yeah, you guys can see this fog was creating a lot of this ice that stuck to the long grass and the shrubs and whatnot. And it really made the grasses and stuff really pop and create a lot of kind of texture, and just a really cool. It makes really good like foreground material. All this kind of long grass stuff, but this shot turned out really good as well. Kind of with this tree poking out here. This was the one that I edited up, so this is the original. I'll show you guys the edit at the end, but this was the one that I chose out to edit. Just a really nice shot. We got good focus and whatnot. But again, I really like this foreground here with these grasses, with this long grass kind of frozen here. Creates a nice foreground. And yeah, just with this tree poking out through the fog, it just makes the photo look like, you're out somewhere crazy in the wilderness. But yeah, really like this shot. And a lot of these shots are, of just like trees and stuff along the trail. Very simple shots, standard shots. But with the fog and everything, they just really pop like a movie scene almost.
And then kind of went back to this location here and was looking at this telephone line shot again. I was trying to pick up on you guys will see, I was trying to pick up on this grass, this frozen grass here in the foreground more. Simple trail shot here, looking down kind of near the trailhead. And a lot of these, I was looking at kind of the background of the shots with the trees just getting kind of blurred out by the fog. It just creates a really nice scene and really spooky. This trail kind of has a leading line to it, and it's kind of focusing your eyesight kind of down the trail into this really dense foggy area. So that was pretty cool. And then you guys can see here, just kind of focusing in again on this shot, trying to work with the natural stuff around me with these kind of this frozen grass and whatnot. So got a kind of a more in focus shot, kind of really close up on this frozen grass here, and I think that turned out really good. You guys can see me here kind of focusing in, adjusting the exposure a little bit, and that grass is just totally frozen. I wanted to kind of get more up close and in on that so you guys could actually see kind of more of a focus on that and see kind of the ice just hanging off there. Looks really, really cool. And then obviously all the fog in the background and stuff. So that was pretty sweet. Walking down the trail here. This shot wasn't too crazy, kind of just looking around at stuff. Just a simple shot of the kind of the trail with the telephone line way in the background there, getting cut off by the fog. Some grass here on the right-hand side. Not really one of the best shots, but just thought it looked relatively interesting with this big old tree kind of overhanging the trail. I've taken a lot of photos and gone on other photo shoots in this area, so I do know it pretty well. I know some kind of good spots and locations along these trails for doing photos, for getting good photos. So I was kind of working off that and working with like kind of just what I already know in the back of my head to be kind of good locations out here. Again, kind of looking at these kind of long grassy reeds sticking out. You guys can just see the amount of ice that is building up here on this grass from the fog. It was just absolutely insane. So just trying to focus on that again, seeing what the camera would pick up, and then working with that again, kind of landscape and portrait style vertical shots. This one turned out really, really good here as I kind of scroll through. So I was trying to just get a simple shot of the grasses here with just the fog in the background completely kind of enveloping everything. And yeah, this shot right in here. So I picked up on a lot of this stuff. I was picking up on like the tree line. I was trying to incorporate a lot of the tree line in the background of a lot of these. Just to create some sort of background. So with this one, you can see I was trying to incorporate that tree line in the background here, just to have some sort of like shape in the background to grab your eye. So that's what I was kind of thinking with this one, and with a few of these spots, just incorporating tree lines and stuff like that to add some contrast in the background, because obviously, this fog, it just it creates it just blurs out everything in the background. So wanted to add a little bit of contrast with the tree lines and stuff like that, and you can see that throughout some more of these shots as well. Good shot of the trail here, just looking up the trail, picking up on the frozen grass again. Another shot here looking through the grass. Kind of another simple shot, but just it really stands out with the fog and everything. And again, kind of adding contrast in the background with this tree line getting cut off there. Kind of brings it into a different perspective of things. Another trail shot here. You guys can just see how dense this fog is. You can't even see like 20 or 30 feet in front of me. Pretty crazy. Simple kind of trail shot, just picking up on the natural area here. And again, I was just kind of looking at everything, seeing what I could see. Rolling through here, coming back up or coming down off of that kind of hilly part of the trail. Saw this telephone pole line, really kind of spooky, sticking out there in the fog. Like I said, it's kind of the only built up real like man-made structures in this area are these telephone lines and whatnot. But it creates just this very kind of abstract. It's like an abstract shape and whatnot in the background. So something that kind of like brings your eye or leads your eye into the background and stuff through all the grass. So just an interesting shot here. Nice vertical shot. And again, just trying to pick up on the grass, kind of the natural area, use the natural area to create kind of interesting compositions and stuff. I was kind of kneeling down and looking through the grass a lot. Just trying to create depth and just get like different kind of perspectives through the grass and stuff. You guys can see me kneeling down there a little bit. All right, working down through the trail. This was a really good shot, just with all these how these trees looked, kind of going down the trail here. And a lot of this is just working. I was just working with the trees, basically, because the way these trees look poking up out of the fog, it's just crazy. So trying to work with the trees here and obviously the trail, creating that leading line. And you guys can see how the trees just kind of get lost in the fog there. So just a really good shot, good landscape shot. This shot, this photo, this was probably one of my favorites out of the day here. This vertical shot, kind of looking into the quarry. The depth on this is just insane because you've got the quarry right here, it's completely covered in fog. But I like how you can kind of see the outline of it. You can kind of see just very faintly that background of the quarry there and the trees kind of getting lost in the fog. And then obviously we got this mid-ground tree here creating more depth, But really nice shot. This is probably one of my favorites out of the whole day here was this shot at this location. Just turned out really good and very spooky. Yeah, hard to kind of put into words these, what these photos are doing. There's just they're simple shots, but there's kind of a lot going on in them. There's a lot going on in them with the lighting as well. This was in the late afternoon, so we were actually getting some sunlight that was poking through the fog, and just a little little adjustments in the exposure settings really created some crazy kind of lighting effects that you would get with the shadows and the highlights and stuff like that. So just messing around with the exposure a bit. And you guys can see just still super dense fog rolling through here, coming up the trail. Kind of simple vertical shot, landscape shot here, looking down this trail. Again, just really picking up on the trees and the leading lines of the trails. Not really much to explain there, but just relatively simple shot, man. But with this fog and everything, and the quarry is back here too. You can't even see that as well. But really interesting. And so this was closing in on sunset, so you guys will start to see here the blues, the very kind of light blues and stuff like that coming in with the blue hour. Getting closer here for sunset, and you can see we're starting to lose light. But this shot as well turned out pretty dang good, I think. Just a simple shot here. Just kind of looking at this curve in the trail, and then picking up on the natural kind of area around with the trees again. So yeah, I really liked how that one turned out as well. I just, that curve in the trail creates that really nice leading line into the fog, and then it just gets lost. So that's pretty cool, I think. All right, so now you guys will really start to see the blues come in here, and I'm starting to get audio issues again. Check. Yeah, I can't. That's so weird. I can't hear anything out of my. Hopefully it's fine on the recording, but I can't hear anything out of my left headphone. That's so weird. I don't know why it's doing that. Check. I hope it's fine on the recording. Man, that sucks. But I'm just gonna keep going. So rolling through here. Man, that's so weird. I hope the recording is fine. I think it will be. That's so strange. Check. Okay, whatever. I think it'll be fine. All right. Rolling through here. So we got the I need to catch my bearings. Yeah, this audio is so strange. It's messing up. Yeah, so this blue hour is coming in pretty crazy right here. You guys can see the cyan blues, kind of the light blues and dark blues coming in. Looks pretty nuts. Some portrait style vertical style photos. Just looking up the trail again, picking up on the trees. And you guys can see that's just the density of the fog kind of building here as the sun is setting. Pretty nuts. So just kind of picking up landscape and vertical shots, trying out both. And yeah, they're turning out pretty dang good. And yeah, a lot of these are, they're relatively, they're all kind of, they're all kind of similar with the just a lot of trail shots looking at trees and stuff like that. But of course, this fog is just making everything kind of different. And this is where we're getting really into the blue hour here. So the sun is definitely set, and this just looks like a complete movie scene looking down the trail here. Something you'd see out of a movie or something like that. But that blue hour light is really coming into play here. So I was having to crank up the exposure on the camera. Unfortunately, I did not have a tripod with me. But that was fine. I was coming away with still really good shots. And then these final shots here, just looking, if you guys can even really see these. I hope it's picking up on the screen recording okay. But yeah, you guys can see the blues really come in. And just a trail shot here with the trees on either side. It's just nuts, dude. So just working with the trail, working with the surrounding trees, I was really trying to hold my camera steady and brace the camera so I wasn't getting any sort of blur, because when you're working with such low light like this, any sort of, and you don't have a tripod, you have to hold the camera pretty steady. But I was coming away with some pretty dang good shots here, and a lot of these still have good sharpness to them. You can still see the focus there on the trees and stuff. Still decent focus throughout, even though it's such, low light, but just very spooky scenes here. Really liked how these turned out here at the end. And I knew this would happen if I knew initially if the fog stayed around long enough and lasted all day, I knew that we would get a crazy blue hour with all this fog. And coming up on the last shots here, guys. Thanks for sticking with me as always. So these last shots, pretty crazy. I was looking at just kind of this grove of trees. I can barely see this on the screen. Hope you guys can. But I might honestly brighten this a little bit. Just a tad. There we go. I don't know if that helped at all, but I was just looking at this kind of set of 3 trees here. We got the quarry in the background. You can't really see anything. It's also very dark at this point, closing in at 5 o'clock. But just trying to work with this, this grove of like 3 trees sticking out here, and the fog all in the background. I know you guys can probably barely see that, but with some editing, I bring up the exposure on this, and this thing would really pop. These images would really pop once I put these into post production. This stuff is going to look crazy. So just some shots there of the trees there at the end, looking down into the quarry. So those are all the photos, guys. Yeah, you guys can see I was shooting right up until the end there, right up until that sun really set and we had no more light left. So, but I mean, these last shots of the blue hour, once these go through editing, they're going to look absolutely sick. Because I can bring up that exposure a bit, and you guys will start to see the real details in the fog here, kind of looking through the trees. So those were all the photos, guys. We'll roll through quick the final edits for a few of these that I've gotten through. I haven't gotten through too many, but I've gotten through some. So this was looking through the tall grass there with the landscape and kind of that line of trees there in the background, creating some contrast. You guys can check out the focus there that I got on the grass, kind of looking through. Wanted to focus on the grass so you guys could see just the amount of ice accumulation hanging off. Just looked really, really good. Just brought up the highlights a bit. A lot of these I don't have to go too crazy on the edits because they already look so dang good. And also there's a lot of white. There's obviously a lot of whites in these photos. So the more you edit, right, the more you edit curves and highlights and stuff, the more those whites are going to get blown out, and you're going to start to lose. Depth and clarity the more you edit these. So there's a little bit of a trick with these in terms of the editing process. It's like less is more with how these are going down in the edits that I've been finding. So the more like edits that I've been putting into these, the less kind of natural they look. So I've been trying to keep it pretty minimal with the amount of edits that I'm doing. Kind of just simple stuff, bringing up exposure, just a little bit, bringing down the shadows. Let me show you guys the original and the edit. So there's the original and the edit. Right, so nothing too wild, just kind of messing with that exposure and those highlights a little bit, but nothing too crazy. And then obviously kind of working on clarity and sharpness as well. So pretty standard, but again, with a lot of these, less is more. So I've been trying to keep that in mind. So there was the final edit of this and the original. You guys can see the difference there. A little bit of a crop, a little bit of exposure and highlights brought up there. Trying to keep the shadows and the blacks kind of as natural as I can. Keep those lower because you still want to have good contrast and good shadows throughout these to stabilize like the that contrast. You don't want to lose contrast in these because there's a lot of white. So shot of that frozen grass here and the telephone line in the background. So there was the original and the edit. Again, nothing too crazy. Just trying to brighten things up a little bit and make sure everything is nice and clear. So again, original and the edit. And I believe we've got a couple more here. Let me see. Trees and fog. So there was that vertical shot of I really like this shot. This one turned out way better than expected. Original, full edit. One more time, original, full edit. So again, kind of same principles. Less is more. Just adjusting slightly that exposure and the highlights and the shadows and stuff. So, and we've got a couple more here. I've actually edited more than I thought. Kind of that shot of the trail there at the start. Original. Full edit, original, full edit. So same principles, less is more, but good shot again with all that fog on the trail there. Looked pretty cool. And I believe this is the last that I've edited here. Oops. Whoops. Yep, so this was, again, that trail shot kind of in the quarry. Original, and then the edit. You guys can see I put a little bit more exposure into this one. A little bit more. Just bringing up the really with bringing up the exposure on these, you're just making stuff a little bit more visible through the fog, essentially, because it was just very thick, dense fog. So that's what I was kind of going for. But I believe that is all of them. Yep, that's all of them. So those are the ones that have gotten edited so far. Plenty more to work through. I haven't even started on the blue hour ones, but those are going to look absolutely banger once they're done. I already know. So that's all the photos, guys. We'll hop off the screen here. I know that was long, but tried to make it short and sweet as I could. So hope you guys enjoyed. That was really, really fun. I had a blast just going out there and getting those shots, dude. It was so much fun. A day like that, you really cannot you cannot miss a day like that. So I was really, really stoked that I was able to get out there, get in it, and come away with those shots, because while that was happening, I was like, maybe we'll get some fog tomorrow as well, and then I can go out again. But we didn't. This was a one-day event, essentially, and the next day it was just all gone, and we haven't had a day like it since. So this will probably be like the only day for, whoever knows how long, could be the only day all year that we get a day like that. And really, that only happens around the kind of start of winter or end of winter, beginning of spring. So maybe there'll be one more day like that, but it's very, very rare. Very rare that happens. So I was stoked to just get out there, experience it, and come away with just a collection of awesome shots. And I think a lot of these could honestly just go into some sort of print series or something like that. Just with all this fog and kind of a lot of these shots, you guys just saw, they have the same sort of style. They're, a lot of nature stuff, a lot of trees and stuff like that, a lot of trail shots, same sort of style, same sort of material and subject matter throughout these shots. So I think a lot of these could just go into some sort of collection or series or something like that. But really, I'm really excited to edit these blue hour shots as well. I don't know if you guys could see the blue hour shots too good just on the screen here, because they don't have any edits. So the exposure is pretty low. You guys might not have seen those as well. You guys might have not really picked up on the details in those shots, but once I get those edited, I'll obviously show you those again in the like upcoming photo reviews. But really stoked to edit those. Those are going to turn out really, really cool. And I don't get many low light blue hour shots like that. That doesn't happen too often. So kind of something different for me as well. Something a little bit challenging, and there's something different. But that'll do it for me, guys. Thanks for sticking with me as always for episode 3 here. I'm fingers crossed we're going to get some sort of snow event or snowstorm coming up. I'm really hoping for some snow coming up here for winter. So, but again, thanks for sticking with me, guys. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out.